Hi there. So I'm going to go over how to neutralize finals on a Drake. This is a T4X, but this applies to probably any Drake 4 Series tube radio. They're all pretty much the same. This one has two finals in it. The final tubes are here. The red sockets are the final tubes. So you want to have a screwdriver which is insulated because there's 350 volts on this capacitor. And on the other side, there's 750 volts. It will kill you. Okay, so what am I doing? I'll be turning this capacitor here. So right there, and if you short that to ground, you'll get a huge spark and you'll blow your power supply fuse and maybe blow out your power supply. So you really don't want to be shorting that to ground. It has a high potential in it. So anyway, you want to turn that little variable capacitor right there. You want to turn that one way or the other to get the finals to neutralize. Okay, what does neutralize mean? What that means is when you're drawing plate current and you're watching the output of what the finals are delivering, when the plate dips, when this plate current dips from tuning the plate control, so when you turn this plate control here and the plate dips, you want to see in the dip the output power go to maximum. When finals are not neutralized, you'll get a maximum point when the finals are delivering high current and not completely dipped. And that indeed is a case with this radio. So since I know this thing's already bad, I'm going to simply move this a little bit. And when I move it, I turn the radio off. So it's off. And then I attempt to turn this little guy a little bit, this little capacitor just tiny bit, and not bump anything. And not touch it, just turn it a little bit. If I can even get the screwdriver on this thing. Hopefully my screwdriver's the right caliber. It may not be. Okay, so turn it just a bit. And light, get some light in this thing. Anyway, I felt it turn a bit. So I turn it a bit clockwise. And now I'll go to 40 meters. 80 meters checked out good, so turn the radio back on. I'm gonna go to 40 meters, and forgive me for the radio being upside down, but it's paramount to be safe when you're touching that thing. You don't wanna get shocked. Okay, 40 meters, 7 megahertz straight up. I think it had issues in this band, so let's check the power versus the output and see where we stand. All right, so 40 meters. First, of course, we tune this thing for output and give it some drive here. We're gonna go for the tune position here and tune it for a peak and then dip it. So there we go, a little bit of plate current there. Go for a peak here. There's a peak. And now I'm gonna dip it quickly and let's see if the dip is reasonable. So it's not dipping. There it is. There's a big dip right there. And the dip should be linear, meaning the two curves should be the same. So when I turn it one way and the plate current goes up to there and down the dip in the other way, it should go the same way up. It should go the same height. It doesn't. So that means this final is in bad shape of being not neutralized. Turn the radio off. So right there we know it's really, can I use the word whacked? So I'm going to give this thing a pretty fierce turn. And since it seems worse, I'm going to turn this back the other way. And so I turned it clockwise by about 10 degrees. I'm going to turn it counterclockwise a bit. And I can't really get a good grip on the screw here, but okay, I've really cranked it a good bit. So let's see how that works out. This is all trial and error, right? Okay, so turn this guy back on and give it some drive. Let's see where things stand now. Let it get warmed up a bit. These are tubes. Tubes have to get hot. They got to warm up so they can have emissions of electrons and be modulated by the grids. So that's how tubes work. Okay, now we're going to go to tune again and see what oh, we're on tune. Or are we? No, we're not. Yes, we are. Okay, I had it on tune. How clumsy of me. Okay, so let's go back to tune here and See if our plate is symmetrical. So, symmetry, looking for symmetry here. Down, up, whoa, way up. In, sort of way up. Okay, that looks better. What about the power of the meter here? So there's a meter. I'm gonna go down one way, it should go down. Yep, down the other way, nope. So now you see when I go this way and go up in current, the power on the meter goes down. Okay, let's see if it's working here. Nope, not quite. So I'm still getting a peak when I rise in current. So this should be, the highest peak should be the peak, the dip on this meter should be the highest peak in the power. And I still don't see that. So off it goes. Go back to SSB mode here. Okay, I'm gonna turn it a little more, not much. Looks like things are getting better with Mr., Mrs., or Ms. transmitter here. Okay. I once got yelled at by a lady who said I shan't use the word she for describing a inanimate object at Amica Insurance. Okay, let's tweak this a little bit left or counterclockwise. Okay, there's a little turn. It wasn't much, but sometimes it's delicate. So turn it back on. Turn it back on. Click. This power supply makes a huge thump when it comes on. Okay, there's our drive. It's about right. Let it warm up. Back the tune, and we'll try for a dip and see if our plate, if our output power will coincide with our plate dip on the tube here. Okay, so warming up, and let's try it. Go to tune position here. A little bit of current. Let's peak it for more. A little more drive here. A little more drive. Let's peak this. It's hard to get the camera in here. Okay, that's peaked. Okay, so I'm seeing a little bit of power here, and I'm really kind of dipped down, which is good. So I could give it some more drive here. There's some more drive. Okay, now I'm getting more power. I'm gonna try and dip. Whoa, dip it, dip it, dip it, dip it, dip it. Okay, there's the power. That's still a little whacked, but that's still not right. So maybe I can do it this way, and this is dangerous, but this might be the best way to do it. I hate doing this live, but sometimes there's no other way to do it. Go in here, go on the screw, and turn it while it's running, and turn it for more output. And I don't want to do that. It seems too dangerous. I'm going to definitely hit something and short it, so I'm not going to do that. Anyway, going to turn it back off and move it now a little bit. I've actually blown out a power supply, making a mistake doing this. When the screwdriver hits down here and kaboom, everything blows up. So I don't need to do that. This is not my radio. Gonna move it a little more. And I'm on 40 meters still. Okay, there's a tad counterclockwise. Let's try that. We're on. There's tune mode. Okay, so let this thing warm up and we'll try it again. Lots of trial and error here. All right, it's probably warm. Let's go to tune. I was on tune. Oh boy. Okay, so what do we got here? Give it more drive. I got some dip here. Let's try for a dip. Okay, there's a dip right there. And how does the meter look? Still not too good. So it's getting better though. Okay. It's getting better. It's getting much better. So I'm going to keep cranking this thing to the left. Now this is 40 meters. This may be off on 10 meters and on 20 and on all that, but 15. But we'll hope. Hopefully if we get 40 close, it's all good. So another small tweak. And let's see how this works this time. Okay, and I'm on tune here. Okay, there we go. Let's see if that little tweak made a difference. Back to tune mode. There's my plate. Not much power coming out. Get some more drive. And let's see if it dips now. There's my dip. Okay, I'm ready to dip now. Does this thing obey? Not quite, but let's leave it there. I want to check now see if 20 meters is working correctly. So 40 is mostly right. Let's go to 20 here. And 20 on this radio, because the switch is a little dirty still, it's a little funny. So I want to work the switch a few times and then get it on 20. I still got to detox this thing. Okay, a little bit. I'm out of detox it. So there we go. We're on 20. Move this guy to 20 right about there. Turn the radio on. And we'll try it now on 20. We're going to go for a peak first with some drive. All right, let's go for a peak. Are we on here or what? Okay, we're on. Go for a peak. On 20. 20 on this thing's a little flaky. No peak. I'm on 20. Still no peak. More drive. Yeah, 20 on this thing is a little funny. All right, go to, go here to sideband. Crank our switch a good bit. 20 on this thing is going to be a problem. Okay, now we're on 20. Let's go back to transmit. And go for a peak. Okay, there's a peak right there. So now 20 is working. Let's do a dip. I'm going to watch the meter here and dip it. Okay, I got a little dip right there, about 10 watts. What's this guy doing now? Is it obeying the dip? Let's see. Up, down. You see how it goes down now? Down, up, down, up. Is the valley about the same? Yep, it looks pretty much the same. Yeah, it looks good. Now, does it obey when this dips down? Does the meter power up? Powers up, go down one side, power up, other side. Not quite, but almost. Let's turn it off and gonna move this thing a little more. But this thing's looking a lot better than it was. So let's crank this thing a little more and see how we do. Okay, there's a little more. As you can see, this is a very tedious and dangerous thing because of the voltages. You don't want to get hit with 700 volts on these drakes. This pin here is 700 volts right there. You don't want to touch that pin. That feeds the plates. And I guess these are run 3 or 350, so just don't be doing that. Okay, a little drive. Let's go to tune mode here. I keep leaving it in tune by mistake. Okay, it's in tune. Little drive. Give a little peak here. I think it should be peaked, but a little more peak here. Seems like I lose drive when I neutralize it. A little more drive. Okay, there's some power coming out. Let's see if it's obeying now. Okay, see how I can move the plate in the valley here. Going up, going down, going up. Okay, this is bad for the finals, but there's a valley going down, good, going down. It's pretty good now. How close is it? There's the valley. It's real close. I'm going to move this thing now just a shade. Just a shade, and it should be right spot on. So that's how you do this. Okay, so let's go to SSB mode. Gonna move it a shade. This thing has 2 Sylvania finals in it, which seem good. There. Move it a shade. Turn it back on. And now we're on 20 meters. So let it warm up and we'll try it again. Go back to tune mode. And there's some, it looks like it's even dipped down further. Okay. You can see the valley here, right? Goes up, goes down, goes up. How does it look? Looks great. Let's give it some more power. More drive. Driving it pretty hard here. So I'm not getting much out of it, but it's balanced. Okay, well, let's not worry about that for now. Let's go to 15 and try that, 15 meters. Okay, there's 15. Gonna go here to 15. The higher you go in frequency, the more squirrely or more funny, the more difficult this gets. So sometimes you can factor out, sometimes you can start with lower ones. Other times you can start with the high frequencies and that fixes lower ones automatically. But well, I started low at 40. Okay, we're on 15 now. So 15, let's, and I'm not loading at all. That's why I don't power, I'm not loading. Okay, let's now go to tune mode. Am I on tune? No. Okay, tune mode. And go for a little peak here on 15. Let's peak the RF tune here for a peak. Don't see a peak, give it more drive. 15, where are you? Whoa, there it is. Let's drive. Okay, go for some power here. More drive. Okay, let's dip that and see how we can do here. Dip that. The dip on, okay, that looks a little squirrely right there because it's not symmetrical. You see how it's got a funny little curve to it? So I don't like that at all. So what's the power doing here? So I'm getting about 10 watts out there, and the meter is what? It's low. Okay, I can like that. Okay, so that's reasonable. And I'm driving it harder. And let's see how it looks on 15. Dip. Okay, there's a dip right there. Dip. Let's go to the sides. Less power. A little more there. It's a little off. All right, it's a tad bit off. So I'm going to keep going counterclockwise here a touch. But 15 looks pretty darn good. Just a touch. So you can see that when we started, this capacitor was pointing about here. It was about there. And look, we've gone about almost 90 degrees on it. So maybe like 70 degrees counterclockwise. Let's try it now. And see how we do. So this takes a while. It's already 18 minutes into this video. And so you can tell this is an arduous process here. All right, tune mode. It's got some power. Let's peak it. It's got too much power. Gotta dip it. Okay, I'm dipping. Dipping. It's got a funny curve to it, but I guess it's okay. Okay, there's high power. It's not looking too good. All right, so I don't like that. I almost want to go back the other way now. Might have overcorrected it. Okay, a tad the other way. Let's try that. See how that works. There, the power is back up. So I'm peaking about there, which I don't like. It's not neutralized. So it's way off. Let me take this down a good crank and see if that fixes it or not. Let's give it a good little whirl here. Okay. Okay, let's see if that fixed it or not. And then once you fix the higher bands, you gotta check the lower ones again too. So it's tedious. Maybe that's one reason why people go to solid state, right? Okay, let's, we're on again. And let's see how we do here. There's a dip right there. And it's still kind of whacked. It's not quite neutralized. Don't know if we're going to get it. Let me go back the other way and see if that works better. Sometimes you can't get all these bands to be perfect with each other. All right, I went back. Let's see how it turns out. Power's coming up. Okay. No, it's just not lining up right. Okay, well, I'm gonna check 10 meters and see how bad that is. That's the worst one usually. Let's do that. I got some work to do here. There's 10 right there. Let's get 10 lined up here. All right, let's start this thing going. And see if 10 will peak. There's 10, let's dip it. Okay, 10's got a sharp dip. It's still not looking real. No, it's kind of flaky. Okay, on 10, yeah, that's really bad. So I'm drawing high current. The power's not coming at that low current at all on 10. So to get power, I gotta have high current. That's bad, so I'm gonna work on 10. I'm gonna work on 10 first and see if we can get this thing squared away. So I'm gonna crank it way down here and see what if I'm gonna take this thing probably pointing toward the frame here. See if that'll help it. There, I'll give it a good crank. Let's see what this will do. Yeah, this is fun and games, and the finals might be so mismatched. One's shot, one's not. That I don't know. It might need new finals. You can't match them. All right, what's this thing doing? Am I on tune? Yes, I am. Whoa. Okay, that didn't work well at all. That was the wrong way to go. So, I'm gonna crank it way back the other way. All the way to there. See what that does. The guy that had this thing may have had it is neutralized as good as it's gonna get. And I'm just like wasting time here, I don't know. All right, so we're transmitting. We are. Give it some more drive, there's some more drive. Yeah, it's pretty flaky. So I don't think that's working too well at all. So I'm going to put it back kind of where it worked best. But this thing may have some issues with the Pi network, I'm not sure. It's certainly not cooperating too well with us tonight. Okay, that's about it for now. I can't say this thing's been neutralized successfully, but we've made a go of it. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.